everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Do I have... Oh, I have the wrong side of the microphone point. There we go. That's better. Hello. Welcome. How you doing? Welcome to a new live stream. Let's get everything up and running here. Let's see. 2. Go live. All right. There's somebody here. Hey, welcome. Hey, so let me turn on the camera. Let's see. Over here. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. My name's John Limcool. Hands together, head bowed. I can't tell if it's in focus. Is my camera? I can't tell if it. Let's see here. Come on, lens. Wake up. Like this. Where are you focusing? Let's see where my focus marker is. That's what it is. I need my focus point. Let's see. Hold on a second. I gotta go over here to manual. It was focusing on the wrong thing. Ha ha ha. There. Where are you focusing? Right there in the middle? Okay, there. It was focusing clear off the edge of the frame. That's better. I think so. Let's see. Let's see. So if I want it to be a little bit to the right, so we need to go focus marker to the right. Right there. There. There we go. Now it's trying. Oh, wait, it's focusing on the back. Hold on a second here. Hello? There we go. Welcome to the live stream and Technical Difficulties 101. Still not right. Let's see, so that's... There we go. Okay, welcome. Hey, so I hope you all are doing well. My name is John Skippy Limcool, as I said. I am a representative and owner and all that good stuff of a website called pluginguru.com. We have patch libraries. We have a plugin called Unify that we use to make the libraries for at this point because we can protect them. It's 4th of July weekend. It's a few days away till the 4th because it's just July 1st, but the sale has started. So, hey, E-Blue. Hey, Don, Tim Dale. Welcome, my brother. Keith, Matt, Bernie, Richard, Vinder, Mark Phillips, Barry, Brightband, Eric, Les, Darren. Good to see you all. Welcome. Hey, so we have some fun stuff to play with today. My goodness. I just wanted to point out a couple things. Number one, Unify is on sale. So if you don't own Unify, it's the best chance to get it at a discount. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on sale. Maybe at Black Friday or something like that. But it's very rare that Unify goes on sale itself. But there's a video that came out from Signs of Life that we produced. That we didn't produce. We sponsored it, and he did all the work and everything like that. Hey, Richard. Hey, I have Simeon. Hello, welcome. So he created this video, and as part of the promotion, we wanted to really make it, since new people will be seeing the video, we put Unify on sale, and we had libraries at 15% off. Last night, everything dropped to 45% off. So if you go to the plugin page and click products, you can now go down the list, and you'll see that the prices have dropped on virtually everything. So it's a great time to pick up some libraries. There's I think we're up to almost 90 libraries at this point. Libraries for Omnisphere, for Contact, which still works with Contact 7 as far as I know. I need to double check a couple things on there, but it should. 40 libraries for Omnisphere. There's 20 libraries now for Unify. And it's really, really good stuff. So if you need inspiring patches, you know where to go. We will set you up. We've been playing with a new library that I did called RAD Bad Beats. I opened the door this week for you guys to make bonus patches. Some of you have sent in patches, and I thank you. We've got some BPM patches. There will be more on their way. We've gotten some in the email that I haven't had a chance to put into the library, and I'm not going to do that during the live stream. We're going to make a few bonus patches ourselves during this live stream, so you can see how this works. I also want to make you guys aware of a new library coming from Touch the Universe called Serene Dreams. We are just about ready to release this. I think it's going to probably be on Monday. And it's a really, really cool library. Touch the Universe has created libraries for Contact. It's really cool to see him bringing out a library. He's done an awful lot of work to this library. It's something like almost 2 gigabytes in size, 279 patches. As you can see, the patches have a lot going on. We'll play with this more in depth. I've started working on the next library that I'm going to be releasing called Whisper Guitars. So I'll be showing that to you in the second half of the live stream. It's going to be a really cool library. In fact, I have something over here we're going to sample during the live stream, possibly, and show you how to put samples into Unify so that you guys can do the same. Also, if you guys have questions, these live streams, this is just free support. I show up every Saturday and hang out for 90 minutes, and you guys can ask questions on any subject relating with anything from any of the plugins that I've worked with to plugins that I might have. Ask about anything with Unify if you need some help, if you have questions. If it's technical support related, we might point you either towards writing an email to Taylor, which Taylor just popped up and said hello to everybody. That's the email address. UnifySupport@pluginguru.com will get you to Taylor or myself to personally write and help you, okay? Hey, Martin, welcome. So, let's see. To start with, let's go back to RAD BAD BEATS. I want to show you how to make a bonus patch. Let's say that you want to make a bonus patch for this library. It's really simple. To start with, you just start playing with the grooves. And go, oh, that's cool. Now, you could leave it like this, or you could go in and doctor the patch. So let's go to Guru Sampler. And one place that's really fun, this LFO right here is unique. Most synthesizers dream incredible dreams wishing they had an envelope or an LFO that was like this, because it can be an envelope if you click one shot, and it can go to custom shape. So you can make this do any shape of an LFO you want. You're not limited to the typical traditional shapes. In fact, you can go to custom, click the shape, and go to presets. And we have all the radios like triangle, but now you can change the curvatures of the triangle. And you can have one side be logarithmic and the other side be exponential if you want. Now let's do this. Let's have it down for the first part, and let's have it up and then down. Double click to add extra breakpoints so you can make an LFO with any shape you want. So this is going to be quiet for the first part, and then it's just going to be a blip and then go away. So let's change from hertz, which is just frequency running, to notes, which means it's quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes. Let's set it to quarter notes, turn on sync, because sync means that even if it gets new notes, it won't re-trigger. If you don't have sync turned on, it will re-trigger with each new note that it gets. And let's bring up amp. So just like that, we're only letting it show up. And here, let's do this. Let's have fun. Let's give it a little transient. So I have taken this. Let's play with pitch. That's kind of cool. I need my headphones to be just a little louder. That's got a good drive to it for something kind of unique, right? So now we go down here to the load mode options in Unify, and we say instrument one only. So that way if I choose something else to add, it adds it as a layer, but it doesn't add all the extra baggage in a separate layer. It's right here, right next to Guru Sampler, which means I can now go to the macro knobs and go over here. I can say duplicate links to all layers, and now they all follow pitch, filtering, release, velocity. Right? So let's go like this. Let's go play with this one here. So if we change course, kind of cool. Let's say that we want to have like a quarter note pulse to this. So let's use this kind of like a pump house. So we're going to say notes, sync, quarter notes, amp. And if I want, I could go to custom. I could load that triangle shape. Well, wait, go custom, click here and choose triangle from here. Let's have this be another like follow along like this. I'm leaving all this space at the beginning because I'm gonna have a big sub in there, because today we like to have these big 808s take over and like dominate, right? So let's go up here to the BPM basses and let's say something like pattern 5. And because I've added layers, the name has changed to say modified so that I know it's been modified. I think I want to define with a unique clap. So let's go to BPM claps. Let's say like, let's try dark. And maybe let's have some fun. Not the sub. I want to go to the tablas. And I'm going to do an extra step. I'm going to move this into an embedded Unify layer. So that I can go over here to Unify standard. Actually, for some reason, I have to go down here to built-in to get to CC Writer. And I want the pitch to do some kind of fun, weird stuff, okay? So this is going up and down in pitch. If I open this up and go to the macro knobs, they're not assigned to anything. So I can go up here to Guru Sampler. And I'm going to change the chorus tuning. So I'm going to go over here, click the ear on this. It could be any one of these that I want. Go back to Guru Sampler and go chorus. And then I'm going to go over here to assign CC and connect it to CC Writer by choosing CC20. And if I go to link parameters, you can see it's doing this full range all the way down to low pitch. That's how I wanted to stop about -10. And I want it to be a little bit crispier, so let's go to noise box. Bring this up. It's bypassed. I want the high end to be crispy, and I want to get rid of the low end, so it's high pass filtered. Now, because that slide, I kind of want that to like stay in the groove for a while. So that means I want to add a delay to this. So I'm going to go over here. Let's add it to the insert effects. We could also add it down here. Oh, what the heck? Let's put it onto the master because this is right here. Go delay, omega delay. Now, these are my delay times. I want this to be out there bits. So let's say quarter note and half note. Bring down the low pass filter. So this way the delays are below the frequency of the actual original groove, so you can like discern the original from the, if this is all the way bright. Or if it's dark. I like that. It's a little loud. I need some hi-hat little busy things. So let's go down here to BPM hats. And I have sprinklers here. And because of the brightness of everything else, I'll show you a couple other cool tricks that are fun. Let's see here. Noise box is like a Swiss Army knife that can do all sorts of cool things. It can do filtering and distortion in different ways. So let's bring up noise box. Let's turn on the high pass filter. bring down the distortion. I can make it so it's just really super high frequencies only. I can even use the Q to emphasize. Right? That's pretty cool. All right, so let's save this. This is going to be a Z BPM patch. I'll save it the same place as you guys would. So Z BPM groove. Anytime you start adding different groove drum loops together, I call them a groove. BPM groove. Live stream. What do we call it? Live stream what? How about live stream tripping? We're tripping today. We're tripping, man. Created during the July 1st, 2023 live stream. Watch the video to see how this was born. Play with the knobs. So save as. Save. So there it is. We have Doodlebug, which is actually what started the whole like, maybe we could do this and like make it a bonus thing. Oh wait. This is one of the bonus patches, and Rad Dawn is from Derek. I got to give credit to Doodlebug. I'll have to find his name and put him in there, but Derek sent this to me. He color coded the layers. So it's Derek's fault we're doing bonus patches, but shrooms. Live stream shrooms. Let's do another one. Let's get even more out. Let's do something that's really mushroom worthy. Okay. I've never taken mushrooms. I've always thought about opening that side of my brain, but I kind of like where I am. So at my age, I'm not sure. Maybe one of these days in a controlled environment, I might try shrooms because it'd be really curious to see what it's like, but haven't tried them yet. So it's just a guess, but I bet we could do some shrooming with this. Let's open Guru Sampler. Let's do some filtering of this. Let's bring down the filter cutoff. Now, just to reiterate so you guys realize how this works, this is a drum loop that's been chopped up. All of these that say RX, if you hit the little B button, the bypass button, let's bring up the filter for a second. Now it's set to where the keys are playing the sample. So you can, in fact, let's do this. I want to make a new groove with this. So this is Lemon Drop 4. So we're going to go over to Logic, and I'm going to turn on Unify. I turned down the volume of the standalone version. And let's go over here to Rad Bad Beats. And this is Lemon Drop 4. So RX. So we go up the list, RX to Lemon Drop version 4. Bypass MIDI box. This is the other thing you can do. If you want to get carried away, you can make new grooves for your bonus patches. It doesn't have to be if you want. All you have to do is just play the notes and sequence it. So we're going to go over here, move Unify out of the way so I can see what's going on here. Let's see, I need to turn this off, and for some reason, Show MIDI is sending out MIDI notes. It's really weird. And I need to hit the K button, get the click. Okay, I know the notes that I want to play, so I don't want that. So let's do it one more time. Okay, so I have created, I'm gonna hit the piano roll. I quantized it to 16th notes, but I'm gonna go over here. One of the greatest things with Logic is it has a slider you can change in real time for like quantized strength. And at the very end, these last notes, these are supposed to be like a 30-second note. So I can go over here and say, just these guys go 30-second notes. And then I need to go Command 7, which pops up the list, because I tend to jump on the time a bit. This has to be at 1. So 1. And I have to also check, there's a couple things you have to check. There's that, and then check to make sure there's nothing at the end of major 4, which there's not. So okay, so this is my groove. So let's see. Let's go over here. Select this. Let's name this. This is a BPM drum lemon drop for new JL. Okay, just to name it something. Copy that. Export. So we can say export. Let's see here. Let's go over here to Unify and to libraries. And this might not exist, so we're going to have to make a couple things here. So let's go to, let's see, we're on modified like this. We see the list like this, RAD BAD Beats, MIDI files. Here's where you'll make a folder. So say new folder, give yourself your name, JL bonus grooves. And then up here, I can paste the name that I gave it, save, okay? So now we've made a MIDI file. I'm gonna turn off this Unify so that it's not, and turn back on show MIDI so that it's doing its thing. Now come back to this Unify, the standalone version. Turn on MIDI box, but double click MIDI box and then click blue text, because we now have a new MIDI file inside of RAD BAD Beats. Go to MIDI files, JL bonus grooves, lemon drop, new. There it is. So I can go over here to Unify, first layer. Now I'm gonna add this. It's pretty close, but I want to get it a little bit more high pass filtered. So check this out. This is a really cool trick. Bring up noise box. Wait, Skippy, you're insane. Bring down the distortion. If you click inside of our distortion curve, I don't know if you know this, but this is where the actual distortion setting and presets are for quantize. All sorts of cool things. Let's say just exponential. Just a little bit of hair, okay? Now this works like a high pass, low pass filter. So let's keep it very natural sounding and really bright. So I want all the high end. There. Let's add one little percussion. So let's go BPM perk. I have some different percussion here. Let's say 16th note shakers. Maybe I want these to be a little bit lower, a little bit more girth to them. So let's bring down the chorus. And let's control decay to control the shape. Make them really, really short. Let's go get an 808. Gotta have an 808. So say subs. Let's add a chord, because these are all the different chord progressions. See how I have these chords? These are these chord progressions that I chopped up, and they're really, really fun. So let's go over here and let's say peace on earth. See, I'm getting rid of some of the low end, making it stick out. Here's without it. Here's with it. Now let's go over here to the BPM basses for melody. Oh, I don't have one for Peace on Earth? Skippy. Okay, let's choose one like Hyrule. And then open up MIDI box. I think I have, if I click here, Peace on Earth. Here we go. Deep octave, simple, busy, simple notes. Here we go. Simple. Now I want the chord part to kind of like have a rhythm to it. So that's where, let's see, which one of these is pump house? Or is there no pump house? There's no pump house. So we're gonna go over here and say add a pump house, dynamics, pump house. I want to kind of have that shape. But what's nice with Pump House versus like LFO Tool and stuff is we have a depth knob. Most of those guys don't. So it's just 100%, so you have to shape it over here. You have to... and leave it. But what's fun is we could make this a controllable knob that you could have from none to a little bit. Maybe I want to make the decay a little short on the drums, so it doesn't quite ring out so much. Let's have a bright clap. So let's go bright claps. Let's say let's go BPM kicks. I don't think I want a 4 on the floor. I want to do some sort of a cool, different type of a pattern. So, I'm just cycling through all of the grooves that are in this particular folder. Let's do this. Let's go MIDI files. This is inside of Unify's standard MIDI files. Let's go to drum grooves from Super Macho grooves. These are... it's playing a whole lot of more stuff than what I want. So I'm going to use the include notes to limit it to just find the kick. Just the kick. And I don't like that kick per se, so I can use transpose offset. Actually, no, I think I use... I think I can do it this, actually, let's go back to, I don't think this is gonna matter here. Let's say C3. I actually like to do my transposing right here where I can use and let's find a different kit, maybe the, okay, I don't need the 808 because I have a clap in there. So let's go over here to MIDI box and let's filter down the notes a little bit more. Just a kick. How's my levels? A little hot. Bring that down just a little bit. So I'm going to pick up more. Maybe I do want a big 808, like a quarter note thing too. So let's go back to chill. but I want this to have more girth. So let's go over here to Unify's reverbs. Let's say like just, actually let's do this. Let's use Klangfalter so I can use a convolution type of a reverb. And go to browser, ambiverb. Let's see how that sounds. A little bit of presence, right? And BPM, groove, what are we going to call this? Let's get Phil Collins to sing on this. I love that. Nice comment, Richard. See here. Not pump house with noise box. I think I like that better. As you bring up the Q with noise box, it really brings up a lot. So it doesn't take much. I like this being a little bit darker because now I can hear the drums better. You could have a pad layered with this. Let's see, where's my sub? Be a little bit louder. It's cool. But we gotta come up with a name. What do you guys want to name it? This should maybe be a split. What do you think? Have something on the right hand? Let's do this. Let's right click on all the top notes. For the key range, go all the way up and then hit B. Well, actually, let's go up to like F. I think that I'm gonna do a little bit different thing here on Peace and Earth. Check this out. So let's get it back to being bright. And I'm gonna do the sound shaping inside of Guru Sampler. Because I'm gonna take this, let's say this like 4, 1. And let's go custom, and we want it to be the opposite of this shape. We want it to be an upward sloping. I like that. So I have it set so it's nice and slow with a lot of, as you bring this down, you're giving more resolution to the low range and less resolution to here. And then it's going to even go even faster once it hits this part and hits the upper spline. It's nice and slow. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3. Now it starts to go up. And back down. So that's the cycle because I set the rate to 4 to 1, which means it takes 4 measures to play that cycle. And if I want to emphasize the frequencies more, I can bring up a little bit more resonance. Unify standard. I believe in shortcuts sometimes when you're doing stuff. Let's say I want to add a guitar to this. So we got in Unify instrument mode, Steel Martin, or maybe a smoky jazzy room, or maybe guitars in space. I really love this one. And let's have the curvature of the velocity curve. So it's playing, its key is not quite right. So let's go over here to, and it's funny because they're both playing the right keys for themselves, but this Peace on Earth and the Sub-Zero bass MIDI that I have it playing, when I play C, it's playing F. So that means I need to transpose, I think, 5 down. And let's go over here to Peace on Earth, the chords. There's C. So now, because before I was like transposing it to play it in the right key. So now if I play G, I can play a G chord. And it works. So let's turn down the right hand because it's clearly too loud. And when you have something that has a nice attack like that, it sometimes is nice to fill it with a pad to just kind of give it a little bit more body, a little bit more frequency content. So let's find a nice, like Denali is nice and bright. You can have it kind of soft and it still cuts through the mix because of how bright it is. But I don't want to sound like a grandma and grandpa song, so let's go over here to Pump House and let's give us some shape like it's a little more banging club ready. So let's go over here to sidechain like 3 or 2. Let's make this very hopeful. Let's call this Dreams. Peace. How about Unified? Well, it's got to be hopeful, right? What's a hopeful name? How about Hopeful Tomorrows? this is one of those, and we want to make a Z, because this is a Z patch. This will go into the bonus area. Let's go down here and say bonus. Save. And I should say made the July 1st live stream. Save as, save. Now, this bass, if I get below this, that's too low, right? I mean, you can't even hear the last note. So let's go to sub bass. And we're going to do like we did last week. You go over here, you go operations, copy plugin state. Changes to be built-in combo box. Let's see, MIDI effects, by standard utility combo box. And then we want to add not one, but 2 MIDI boxes. Add another MIDI box. And right click on each one of these and say paste plugin state, so it has the bass line. But before it hits this MIDI box, we're going to have it first go through Unify Standard a MIDI filter. And we want 2 MIDI filters, one for each one of these. So go utility MIDI filter. Because what we're going to do is this first one is routed just like it normally is. Just connect the lines up, red for MIDI. But we want to go over here to the key range. And let's stop it at G sharp, okay? So this second, we got to connect this up first or else it's not going to work. And the goal is that this one here, we're going to go to the filter and we're going to transpose it up plus 12. And it's going to cover the range from G down. So I have the MIDI file playing way down there for that last note, but it's there. But when you play G, it goes up. And it actually should repeat again. Let's say we wanted to have this repeat yet once again. So we could say we need one more MIDI standard utility MIDI filter. You can have as many. The wonderful thing with Unify is we don't have limits on how many of anything you want to work with. So you can really shape this based on what you want it to do. And in this case, once we get to F sharp again, or G sharp, so let's go to MIDI filter, low note, G sharp 1. And then this third MIDI filter will take from G1 and transpose plus 24. Oh, and then we have to go over here and say copy plugin state and paste plugin state. So if you play the same notes, the chords are transposing. We'll let the chords transpose. It's really dead. I think that has to do with the high pass filter on noise box. So I'm going to bring this down just a little bit so it will let more energy from the lower chords. And I might want to put a compressor on this so it can't get too loud. So let's go over here to Enforcer. Gets too loud, we're gonna push it down, but it'll let the low notes, it's gonna keep the volume up. If you play higher notes, have a little bit more attack. This determines how much it's going to squash it. Like, I can have it squash it a lot. Okay, so option, save. Now these grooves that I'm showing, I'm not going to make a file today. This will come out on July 5th, which is the last day of the sale. I will release all of the bonus patches. Any of you guys send me that you do in the next couple of days? Price, yeah, most artistic looking use of combo box. We have to do it. We have to add a bell. It needs a bell. So let's go up here. I hear a bell. So let's go bells. I'm in the Unify standard library so that I have access to everything. Like maybe the heavenly toll chime. And maybe up an octave. Let's see what we do here. And let's do this. Let's give it a little jitterbox so we can do a little bit of diffuse timing because it's randomized on. So now you can play, let's get a little bit more goose pimples. To get more goose pimples, we need to emphasize with the flex EQ, just the high tingle frequencies. And let's find some nasty frequencies and minimize those. So we have even more tingle. That helps it stick out in the mix a little bit. Yes, I'm running crazy. All right, so save. We need to get rid of modified because we know it's been modified, and click update. All right. So these are bonus patches. I'll make a couple more. Let's get to the library so we can see what's going on. We now have 4. We have Doodlebug. Oh, I added it. It's actually very cool. It's kind of like a noise element. If you take this, add with some other grooves, it gets really interesting. So let's say layer 1 only, and let's say like peace on earth, and like this, and I have no idea what I'm choosing. Just sounds cool, you know. It's cool when it gets put into a mix, then turn it down and stuff like that. So if you have a couple hours to make some bonus grooves, send them to us at Unify. It's unifysupport@pluginguru.com, and we will add them to this library so everybody gets to play with your work. Put your name, not me. I don't want to be the author if you make something. So when you're saving, make sure you go here, type in your name. If you want to promote it, put your email address where people can hear your music. This is a great way to get promotion to a whole bunch of people if you do something really cool. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Put links to your work so we can find your music on SoundCloud or wherever you host your music, okay? So that's Rad Bad Beats. Yay, we made some bonus grooves for it. let's keep moving through some other stuff because I have so much I still wanted to show you today. And I don't want to run. I still might run out of time. We'll see how this goes because I took an hour on that. Next up, I want to show you what's coming Monday. I'm aiming to get this out on Monday. Everybody pray for me because there's a lot still to do. We don't have the final artwork and there's a few other things, but Timothy has worked his petunias off and made he went this week through all 279 patches, modified the effects. Cool leads, really nice keys. Right? There's drum sounds, there's cool basses. There is a delay mix. So if you want to modify the mix, I believe that's the case with most of these now. Okay, that's too low, so let's transpose. We'll do some live QC on the... Save. I could go through the whole library and QC it live for you guys. Why are these so low? Timothy! Let's see here. Cruise sampler. They're not transposed here. That's just way too low. Nobody has a keyboard controller that's going to go that low. So typically I have that be the bottom. We'll do that. Anyway, I'm going to have to go through a little bit more and like this doesn't have enough for delay. So there's some work still to do to the library in some cases, but at least everything's playing and working good. There's cool pads. And these are really cool. This library comes with wave samples, so you can put them into other samplers if you want for all of these cool pads. All of these cool, I mean, that's just the pad categories. There's also plucks. There's all of these plucks, and these are all multi-samples. You select one of these. There's multi-samples for all of these. So, hello, Mr. Thor Hammer. How you doing, man? Welcome. And this library on Monday will be $25. So it's going to be a sweet price. Maybe even a little less because the 4th of July, I want to make it really a sweet thing, right? But they're beautiful sounds. He did a great job. There's tons of plugs. Really interesting. Beautiful stuff. So this library will be coming out hopefully on Monday. That's our plan. Right, Taylor? We're going to get it all done, man. Oh, really, really good stuff. Some of these sequence. Really cool. There'll be a walkthrough video I'm going to make for it. Yes. Don't put please don't put bad links in your texts. I mean, I don't necessarily mean to Mark, or Dave, I don't think I mean for people to like make this that this is clickable to a link, but just a little, if you want to hear more of my work, I write songs and they're available at SoundCloud such and such, so that people could like read the description, copy that, paste it. I don't want active links inside of the patches to external sites. Just if somebody wants to put, I think putting like SoundCloud links or something like that is totally safe. But yeah, if it's to some like shareware site or, you know, don't put links to stuff like that. I will edit those and remove those if that's the case. But who wants to do this? I don't know what you mean by that, Zion. It's just an opportunity. If people want to make grooves, it's fun to play with these libraries. So if you want, it's an option for you guys. We've done that. He does like to use delays on everything. Yes. So there's delays on everything. I'm going to go through and clean that up a bit more because I don't think every patch should have delay. But yes, it's very, very heavy in the delay planet, which is nice for some things, but when it's on everything, it's kind of like the boy that cried wolf. It's best not to do that. So there's still some work. Like I said, this is Saturday. It's coming out Monday. So I have the rest of today and tomorrow to wrap it up. And I think we can get something put together that's going to be really, really sweet for you all. As you can see, he also likes to use all sorts of things on the master effects, which is not the greatest of practices, but it's his library. This is how he wants to present it, and he's welcome to do that. Thankfully, the plugins that we have are all pretty CPU efficient, so it ends up not being that much of a extra burden. You know, if he had like 3 clang falters in here, oh, there's 2 right there. Still, look at the CPUs are still running pretty efficiently. So. Okay, so coming Monday, if you want, I will have that available. So I'm working on a library called Whisper Guitars, and I'm just going to give you a little update and then maybe segue into showing you how to actually record sounds that you want to play inside of Unify, because it's really, really fun to put your own samples, whether they're just on your hard drive from other libraries or new sounds into Unify. And so this is a guitar. It's this guitar right here. It's a very beautiful blue. I can't play guitar. I could fake it and I'd still sound horrible, but it's beautiful. And it sounds wonderful. And I was going through all the different libraries, and so many of the libraries are like in-your-face guitar, you know? Let's do this just as a comparison. Let's go Omnisphere. And this guitar is supposed to be the one that Omnisphere released, or Spectrasonics released. This is definitely more of a like kind of in-your-face guitar. If you go to the extensions and Nylon Sky to the clean, it's like somebody's just sitting there playing. It's very noisy. A lot of room noise to it. Okay, well, I wanted to kind of go the opposite direction of this. So what I'm doing is more like this. And then I'm going to do some clouds and some granular things and so forth. I'm going to add a few more top samples. And if you combine this with the Nylon Sky, turn turn down Nylon Sky by about 14 dB. It's really nice. Which means I probably am going to record some more instruments for this library. And one of them that I want to record is this dude right here. Check this out. This is an acoustic bass. 4 strings. And I actually have it routed right now into Logic. Let's see here. So if we go over here, hit record. Beautiful tone. So I was going to show you how to sample an instrument. I'm just using a direct input. This has a connection on the back right here for me to get the guitar to play. I bought this like $100 on Craigslist. Even the Randy Jackson guitar I bought for like $120 or something like that from somebody. So, and what's funny is I've worked with Randy Jackson for years on albums in Los Angeles. Long before he joined American Idol, but when he was an AR bass player, musical director with Mariah Carey, and AR at Columbia Records. I worked on a whole bunch we did a whole album for really cool artists from Australia, all sorts of fun stuff. So to do this, all you have to do, I'm gonna make sure I'm not recording anywhere else, and just go like this and hit record. Let's see, I need to, so I'm just gonna play, again, this is not gonna be very scientific, because usually I record late at night, and I usually would use microphones to get a little bit of room ambience, but I'm just going direct in because my air conditioner is running. But let me check my levels. And let's see if I can do this. So we'll just go record. And just play. Levels a little low. Turns a little bit more. And then what I usually want to do is do 2 or 3 takes. And this seems kind of noisy. No, it's actually really quiet. Okay. Let's do the next string. Again, this is just really quick tests. Let's do the next string. We'll do 2 takes to do 2 round robins. And then the 4th string. Typically, you let these ring all the way out to silence, but we're doing, again, this is live stream. So 2 more low notes. And I find sometimes it's helpful to play a couple notes. That way you get the feel of where you want to strike. Move your thumb around, find the place. Like that's really big right there. And then do another one in the same place. And then maybe do another one where you have a little color, a little. Anyway, so that's enough to make a really quick bass. So let's say stop. I'm going to use the chopping tool inside of Logic to chop these up really quickly into just a whole bunch of pieces. And then I can play, let's see, turn off record. And yeah, I like these. So let's take these, let's do this. Let's go double click to make a place to put the finals that I want to keep. So like these guys. In fact, since they're the lowest notes, let's move those to the front of the list. So over here. And then let's select all these guys and make them later. Okay, those two will work for the second string. Okay, those two will work for the third string. And have these two work for the fourth string. And then I'm going to mute this layer. And let's see here. These are E. So let's name those bass. This is the black acoustic bass. This is E1. 1. So it names them 1 and 2. And let's copy the name. And then that was A for the second one. So paste. Instead of E1, we say A1. Then D2 for these guys. So we'll say paste D2. And if I select both of these inside of Logic and I name one with a 1, it automatically will name any other regions after that. And then G2. So it's paste and G2. All right, so I'm going to look real closely at the beginning of the samples. Make sure there's a little bit of space before each one, right? Okay. I'm holding down Control and Option so I can quickly zoom in and out. And if you hold Control and Option and click, it will let you re-zoom back out. So you can use this to get in and check things really quickly. If you notice, I don't have enough of the tail for most of these, right? So I can take these guys and click their regions and extend them a little bit if I want. Again, I mean, I would normally open these in a sample editor and all that kind of stuff. We're not doing that. So select these guys and let's say right click and export as audio files. Let's see. We want to. I got to go like this because there's some stuff on my desktop you can't see. Let's go to the desktop. There's no names that are gonna be in the trouble for what we're doing. So this is black acoustic bass. Normally I would put this into the samples folder, but we can do it on the desktop first. Normalize is off. 24-bit. There. So let's mute this. So here are the bass samples. Now, normally at this point, if I was going to be putting these into a library, I would be doing this. I'd go, you can put the folder of samples anywhere you want on your computer if it's just for yourself. But if you're going to be sharing it in the future with anybody else, then you'd want to like study the layout of Unify folders and see how to do the samples folders and stuff. Black acoustic bass, put that into here. So let's go over here. I'm going to run our little Bjorn sample mapper. And I'm going to take the black acoustic bass. Uh-oh. It didn't save the basses. Why didn't you save the basses? Let's try that one more time. Export 8 audio files. Oh, you know what? Probably because it's on an instrument track instead of an audio track for some reason. I don't know why it did that, but it still would play them. That's really weird that it would play them, but it still was. Let's try this one more time. Now that it's on an audio track, it should like wake up. Yeah, there they are. Okay, Logic, love you. Thanks. Bye. So open this up. I'm going to copy these samples. See how they're named A1, 1, 2, so forth, right? So I'm now putting those into the folder inside of the Unify folder. I'm acting like I'm building a library. So I want it to be in the right location. Shrink this down. It doesn't have to be this big. Now, I'm going to make a round robin setup, and I'm going to make a single setup too so you can hear the difference. So let's take all the ones, 1, 1, 1, 1, drag them over, and all you have to do is say root key from name, and as you can see, it found the name, and so it put it in here because I'm using standard names that you can use. I can say import, and there it is. So I can go save SFC as, let's call this the black acoustic bass 1, just so I know that it's 1. And then I'm going to go to the 2s, 2, 2, 2, drag those over the same map. And when this pops up, we use root key from name like we did the first time. But now we go down here and we say import to new group. So it's going to make a separate group on top of the existing groups. There's now 2 layers on the same notes. This is how we get the round robin feature to work. Save SSZ as black bass, and let's call it RR, round robin. Or we could say even like 2x round robin is what I typically like to do. So I tell you how many samples in the round robin grouping there are. So now, if we go over here, and let's go back to here, and let's mute the guitar sound effects. I've got guitar, I didn't do a separate map of note offs, but I have all these arbitrary, like when you take your hands off the strings, you have to record that as a separate note off group and use trigger box to trigger it. Let's turn that off. So we're just dealing with Guru Sampler, and we click here, black acoustic bass. That first sample is terrible because it's got that really bright. But if we go to the round robin version, see how it's randomly choosing between different samples? And it's out of tune, so now I have to go in. When you're dealing with tuning, it's best to tune the guitar before you record it. Highly recommended. And if you miss that step, which sample editor do you like? I use, believe it or not, a free sample editor from Ocean Audio. It's really nice. Oh, you can donate to them, which I highly suggest. But it gives you the ability to see both the waveform in a spectrum as well as here. It has fade in, fade out. It has really nice controls for amplitude, both for changing the gain. You can normalize. You can even normalize where you say gain, DC offset. There's some option. Oh, because I'm mono, it doesn't show up. But if it's a stereo file, you can actually normalize left and right separately, which is really cool. There's cool shortcuts for zooming in to seeing the attack of the samples, getting rid of whatever you need. There is an option inside of preferences of here to smooth when you cut and delete. I wish it was an actual buffer where you could choose the number of milliseconds. But make sure you turn this off if you're going to be adjusting the trim. Otherwise, it will put bumps in the beginning of samples and stuff like that. But it's nice. It's not, even something like I also have audio, what's it called? Audacity. It's more complicated, just busy on the interface than I need. I need something just really simple. With this, I can load up all of these samples and then just go through them one at a time, select a little bit, command, and the slash will zoom in, fix the sample, get rid of this, hit command 0 to zoom back out, select this, command option O to fade out, play it, save, go to the next one. And so I just, I'm If I need to do batch processing, I use RX. If you go to RX, it's really, really cool. If you go up here to the windows, they have a batch processor, and you can add all of their spectral denoising. Their normalizer is great. All of these tools that you can add if you want in the list for it to then to do whatever process you want, and it will do it to 1,000 samples at once. And so that's where I do my batch process work, as well as noise reduction. If there's weird things like that bass, that's weird. I don't hear the clunk. Oh wait, E. Yeah, so if I wanted to, I could like open this up, and like there's all this high end, so I could use something like the select tool to select certain frequencies, and then like I have over here, where's my gain? I can so over here to gain. Where's gain at? Oh, it's hiding over here. And I have it at -2, so I can just hit this a couple of times, and each time I do it, it's going to lower it to get rid of the gain. Let's use this tool here, which is more of like a square. You can also use it for like getting rid of noise, and like I have other windows open, so I could hit certain things and save, and it will update the sample. And then just like that, now I could go back to Unify after I've done all of these different sample editing texts. Let's save this as the bass. This is black acoustic bass. And since it's bass, let's call it bass. Save as black acoustic bass. Get rid of these guys. And then just for fun, it's going to be out of tune, but let's just try this. Let's make it a split. So we go like up to here, and then let's add the blue natural to a new Unify layer. Have its low note. See, it's out of tune, right? But oh, and when it comes to tuning, I'll show you a couple of tricks that I use inside of Unify. Let's see. Let's turn off the guitar, because the guitar is perfectly in tune. It's the bass that's the culprit, right? And we have, let's see here. Let's go to here, to Unify Libraries. If we go to Whisper Guitar Samples, we could go to the black bass and double click the SFZ file, and it will open up a text editor. And then what I do is, I load up a layer with a sine wave, just an empty layer. And then open up Guru Sampler and load each sample one at a time. So this is the round robin. Let's just go to the straight ahead. Like it needs to be 18 cents. So we go over here to the text file, and right before end is a fine place to go. Tune equals 18.0. This is very old school. It's text based because you actually could do this inside of, if I wanted to, let's save it this way. If I wanted to, I could actually take this SFC file, go back to not patch performer. I need to go to Bjorn sample and say new, and then drag that bass file over here. You can actually click each sample and then fix the tune here. Like it's supposed to be 18, I believe, right? Right? Yeah. And then let's go to the next sample. I'm doing this really, really quick. Let's go to the third sample. Oh, E1. Oh, that's what's wrong, is I'm doing the wrong order. So E1, way out there. Let's say 50, just because that seems to be E, and then A. I gotta do it in the right order. A is 18, right? So 18. And then D. So we set this to 20. And back to E and then G. It's much easier to tune first, but 26. So let's go 26. And then we can just say save and it will update it. So now I can double click this to 0. Go over here. And that's pretty good. So we're now in tune enough that I could go. And instead of a sine wave synth, let's say get rid of that. And then once you have those pointers, if I open up this file inside of a text editor, you can see it's put those tune parameters in. So I could then go over here to this, let's say open to a new window for the round robins. And I'd be able to go through and fix this for the pitch for each of the notes, if this was to be the master file and the right correct tunings, which it's not. So I'm not gonna belabor the point, but that's the process of getting samples in and tuning them. It's easier to tune them inside of Bjorn's sample mapper. That's the tune parameter right here. If the whole thing is out of tune, like if you've tuned a synthesizer, you've sampled a synthesizer, so it's all tuned the same thing. There are some nice tools up here for tune and fine tune samples. You could say fine tune all samples up to 50 cents up or down and say all groups and all zones. And even if you have multiple groups for round robins, it will tune all the notes the same amount. So there are tools inside of Sample Mapper that are really helpful for that kind of stuff, okay? But it's not that hard. It's actually pretty fun once you get used to the process to get your own samples in. We all have all these samples sitting around our computer hard drives and stuff like that. So yeah, so how's that for a fun 4th of July? I was just having some fun with some of the artwork. Check this out. Here's a nice. Check out this image. I love this picture. So I still have a lot of work. This library won't come out until probably the 3rd week of July, probably around the 20th, something like that. It's about when I like to release new libraries. But it's fun to play with. And so whisper guitars, that's what I'm in the work for. Don't do that with your guitar at home, that's right. That's why it's nice to use AI, because you could put instruments into situations you would never want to do in real life, right? Yeah, sampling is really fun. I mean, it's plugging a microphone into your audio card. Getting it to show up inside of your DAW is really the main important steps you need, because once it's here so that you've got something coming up here, just set this to record. Let's mute this. I could sing. I could play percussion instruments, anything that I want. Bop. Woo! Oh, yeah. You know, those samples could be turned into a little drum. Bop. Woo! Oh, yeah. You know, then use strip silence or something to get rid of the extra space between the samples. Clean them up, like this doesn't need like that. And bop, bop. I'd want to use, like, there's tools here for fade out of regions. You go down here to additional features and there, oh, let's see, it's not here, but more. You can go to fade out, put a fade out on the sample. So when you export it, there's fade outs applied. I like this one here. I don't know if I want all that. You know, you make really cool sounds just by your voice, by any instrument you've got. So once you have those, then going over here to export as audio files. Now you can spit these out as separate samples. Or again, we all have folders. Go to your sample libraries folder and you can find just search for .wav, W-A-V, .wav, and you will find so many sounds on your system. Like this is over 1.5 terabytes of samples. Devious Machine, these are all libraries of really, really cool sample packs and stuff like that. So you go here to the drums and these all are needing to be mapped and used in Unify or something. So it's great to know how to get the samples into Unify, whether it's for your own personal use or else if you want to be making libraries of your work. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining for this live stream. I think we're about at the end. Add my own vocal sounds. There you go. Yeah. I mean, Break Tweaker is a great place. Another plugin. I don't know if it's on sale. Let me see what's going on with. See what the word is. I love this plugin. It's $99. I'll put a link in the chat to this. Let's see here. This is called Atlas. Atlas version 2. Here is a link. I've been using this for, I haven't done a lot of music production these days, but when I do, check this out. Let's go here to instruments, Algonaut Atlas. This is a really, really cool plugin in that you can just drag over folders of samples and it will do all the mapping for you and make maps. And so I've made maps of all sorts of different companies. My Super Macho Drums is here inside of it. My Dead Mouse Xfer has tons of really, really cool samples. All you do is go to maps and let's say create a new map. And let's say we want to name it, no idea yet what to call it, you know, just for fun. But if you go back to your samples libraries folder, well, here, let's do this. Like I've got all of these sound effects of guitars for this library, the note offs and guitar hits and stuff. All the guitar hits. I have all these guitar drum hit things for a drum kit that I did. And then all these note offs. Let's take all the note offs. And I can drag those over here. Oh, wait. Drag and drop with the add button. Add. And then just select these guys and drag over here and say open. And then build the map. And now let's see, where am I at? Anyway, it allows you to make the map, as you can see, for, let's see, it's trigger byte. Right? So then you can go to, let's see, let's turn off Unify in the standalone so we don't hear it. And then we can come over here to new kit. You just click new kit. and it'll randomly choose something. And if you go to the sequencer and you say new sequence, it will randomly make a sequence for you from the database that it has inside of it. And then you can hit where's play. Right? So it will make stuff based on samples that you've dragged into it. And if I want, now I could go to the maps. I could choose like cymatics, and then I could hit the refresh for snares. And I could use different samples from that map. And then I could go, oh, let's go to Supermonto drums. I want. So you can play with all of your samples from all the different maps that you make inside of it. And then I could come over here and like add to this. So I could like, I could say 16th notes. And then if I don't like this sound, and then they have all sorts of advanced things. So if you click here to the advanced, you could go to modulations and you could randomize the tunings. Randomize the shape. You have velocity mods if you want. Can you share a link that has the $17 sale price? Wow, Mark. Where's the link to get Atlas 2 for 17 pounds? I think people would be interested in that. It's a great plugin. I really enjoyed working with it. Can you subdivide so you can get glitch-like effects? I don't know if this version has. Yes, you can. You can. So you can have each one of these lanes. So yeah, you can do all sorts of fun stuff like that. And then what's fun is to like play that, you know, and again, if you say new kit, it will randomize every sample. Depending on what sample map you've chosen. So if I go to different libraries, like Echo Soundworks, that's really, really poppy EDME stuff. If I click new sequence again, let's see here, go here. Right? It's choosing from all of the grooves that are put in it. If you go over here to the browser, then you can look at all these different packs. I have a whole bunch of different packs installed. And what's cool with these is they have both, you can see whether they have both all the stuff that you need to do all sorts of crazy stuff. And then these patterns are available then for randomizing with the different maps that you make. Oh, it's stutter edit too. How would I get this into Unify? Okay. Let's mute it out of our DAW. In fact, here, let's say no plugins. Go back to Unify and knit. It really is something you would use, unless you're doing live things, you would use it on its just loaded up. If you wanted to use it inside of Unify, you could easily do things where, let's see, I have just a quick search for Atlas. We could quickly say new kit, new sequencer, new sequence. And when I play a note, it triggers us to start, right? So it's playing when I play a note, here. Does that sound soft, you guys? It sounds soft. But what you could do, there's all sorts of fun ways here that to quickly say duplicate this, and then go to the second that list and say new sequence, new kit. Let's go to the maps. Let's choose a different map, cymatics, get some weird stuff. Right? So you could use it for stacking and building grooves like that. If you wanted to, you could go over here and set it to latch mode. And let's limit it just to the low C, for example. Go over here, set your key zone for triggering to low C, and set this to latch as the trigger mode. And now I could turn on latch so that it would play a groove. And then I could go over here and set this to like load Unify layer. And you'd want to go to like sounds that are offensive. Like that sounds pretty cool. This has, let's see, I think we can set this to, this is doing the, let's see, let's take this down, turn it down or shape it. There, now I'm using the 2 and it works pretty well. So you could do it that way. It's not one of these where you could probably transpose because it's really a trigger sequencer kind of a plugin. So, and yes, you can export the MIDI from these. So once you're into the sequencer, the guy that's behind this, he's got all sorts of tools. So you can say export. You can do it as stems or as a mix down, as audio or MIDI. I believe you just click and drag or something like that to, and you can even choose what you want to say and then render, and it will spit it out as MIDI files. So yes, it's a great tool. It's a great place to play with percussion when you have tons of libraries and you just want a place to put them into some place where you can like just find something. And then just like rebuild the kick. And it'll go through, and if you want, you can go, oh no, I want to go here and choose my own kick. So there's, I like that, so I just click that, there it is. And it's this snare, but I want that snare. I don't like that hi-hat, so. There, I want that. So it's really easy and fun to play with. Finding all of your tools, and each one of them has its own settings for pitch, shape. So if this kick isn't quite right, I could shape it better. Right? It has multiple output support, stuff like that, so you could send things to separate channels on your mixer to play with. It's really, really fun. So I really like Atlas for, we all need, like Unify is a place for organizing your plugins. Atlas I see is a very viable, there's also XO, which is another really cool place. It's really nice to have some place that can organize your samples because we have so many one-shots of all sorts of cool things we don't even know we have on our computers. And so with Atlas, which is fun, is you can say maps, create a new map, and you could point it to a folder that you don't even know if there's samples in there. We could go to sample libraries, to let's say Break Tweaker or Battalion. I don't even know if Battalion has any stuff in it. Look at the samples real quick. No, these are NCWs, so that won't work. Let's just, oh, Belinsky is a really cool, I don't think I have a Belinsky map. So we could say select all this and go to the advanced options, and you can say only use drum samples. So anything that's like too long or too much of a pitch, it's smart. And say build map, and it will look in the folder for you, thousands of samples. It will organize it into this universe of samples now. So I have all these samples now organized so I can start using them. I mean, before that, they were just sitting in a folder without any way to like use them unless you just search through the folder one at a time. Now they're all in front of me in this cool little universe thing, right? So if I go to maps and close this, let's see. Isn't there a way to like see? There's some way to like get where I see this thing bigger. There, like that. It's just really useful. I've found it to be really handy for that. So I'm happy to refer and recommend Atlas to you guys if you need something like that. Each mount have its own Unify layers. You can run effects separately. Sure. What you'd want to do in that case is, let's say we like this groove, right? So let's say open Atlas. You just delete the MIDI data that you don't want. And I think you could go over here. There's keys. I don't know what they are. I don't remember. But there's keys for like muting. Oh, you just right click. So you can just right click off the ones you don't want. Right? So that's just a kick. And if I said duplicate, and I could go to this Atlas and turn off the kick, so I could have these guys running, and then I could put effects on this. Let's say I want to put a delay. Let's say like a half note. And let's say I wanted to go duplicate this one more time. Turn these off. Turn on the snares. And instead of delay, let's have it be a reverb. So reverb. Yeah, so you can easily do stuff like that. So now it's playing 3 different plugins of it. And I could go to the kick. And then I'm going to put a compressor on this to make it a little bit snappier. So we do Dynamics Enforcer. Yeah, you can do that for sure. Very easy, very fun. And then save that as a patch. And you could like then start layering multiples of this on top of each other. So all that kind of stuff is possible. Okay. All right. Hey, so we went over a little bit, but I'm always going over. It's just the way it is. So let's do our shout outs. Shout out from Portland, Oregon. It's going to finally get close to 100 degrees this coming week, which is going to be nice and hot. Oregon. Shane will maybe make it to next week's live stream. He is out and about again this week. Busy guy. Fun stuff. That sounds good. And it's fun because we were using all these samples from hard drive folders that, you're just sitting there looking at them. Download the demo, try it out. Golden, Colorado. Good to see you, Mark. Les in Poland. Brian in Boston. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming over and hanging out. Martin, yeah. My daughter's going to be heading out to Miami for a weekend here pretty soon. The thing with Miami is it's humid, so you got that whole sweat thing going on. Hey, Clyde in Milwaukee and Don in Virginia. It's good to see you all. Good show, very educational. That's why we're here. I just want to make sure you guys get everything you can out of our plugins and all of your plugins in general. And if you need new inspiring sounds, you know where I am at. And I should point out, just because we are wrapping up, please come over to pluginguru.com. We have a very nice sale going on. Let's see, go click home. 45% off all libraries. So those of you that are new to Unify and you want to like fill it up with some libraries, here's your chance. There's so many fun libraries for Unify. All of these are available. Unichill, Lo-Fi, Saberfi from Tim Dale, who's hanging out here in the chat. Bought Rad Bad Beats during the show. Hey, thank you, Matthew. Hands together, my friend. Thank you. The guitars, chili pop phrases, these really, really cool phrase samples and stuff to play with. Cloud City is a wonderful one. The video that Signs of Life did on Ambient Dreams. This is such a great library. If you guys haven't played with this, and it's on sale, so you can get it for a very nice price right now. But this library is just a showstopper for you ambient heads that love ambient creative sounds. Bob Dedez did a wonderful job on this library. Go over here to Unify Layer. Let's add his mellow piano in space. And we could go down here to let's add like maybe some of his BPM stuff. Let's go BPM ARP. And let's like right click on the low notes and limit this. Take him down one octave. Let's go over to bass. Let's add like solidity. Next week, can you do an in-depth demo of latch modes? Sure. Well, we could talk about that right now because I was thinking it'd be fun to add ad-libs to this. So latch mode, I kind of showed you a little bit about that. There's 2 modes to latch mode. So let's do this. Let's right-click on the range of this and stop it at C sharp. So when I play C1 on my keyboard, nothing is making a sound. It's silent. So let's say I want to add a drum groove from Rad Bad Beats. So let's go over here to Rad Bad Beats. Let's go down here to like maybe one of the BPM grooves, maybe even one of the bonus ones that we made today. And let's say into a new Unify layer. Let's add, let's see, the live stream. Let's slow it down. And to put it into Dream, a great way to put things into Dream is just to filter the daylights out of it. So go Filter Max and Low Pass Filter. And maybe cut back on the low end a little bit. So maybe instead of Filter Max, let's use another really cool EQ that we have that's called Restrictor, because it's a high pass and low pass both. Okay, so I want this to play. So now there's 2 types of latch. One is poly, which means that you can play multiple notes and it will latch all of them. If you're going to trigger a chord. The problem with poly, this is the same mode that's also found in Omnisphere. You have to replay the exact same notes to cancel the poly, or you can use this little green button that's playing. Let's see here. Let's go over here. Let's say latch mode. And you want to put your key trigger range, make sure that it's only triggering low C. So that way you're not triggering when you play other sounds. Okay, so Now, on poly mode, that means that you have multiple notes to play. But if you have it on mono, then it's just one note that you have to play. And what's wonderful with this is if you play another note, like here, let's save this so I can show you something really quick. Let's just call this, put this into the user library. We'll call it latch. Just so I know how to find it. Save as. Because this is set now, so when I play low, it's playing the groove. Turn it down. Let's put some reverb. And because it's layered and stuff, I could go into here and say, I don't need the sub bass. I could bypass CC Writer. I could go over here, I could say, let's make less reverb. So that's one way to use latch mode for playing like a groove part. So let's save that. But let me show you something else. In the standard library, let's say normal. I have a whole bunch of latch examples. I've shown you guys these in the live streams before, but real quickly, if you go to latch split, these are set up so you can say meaning of life, and this has a whole bunch of layers set to latch mode for the bass, for the left hand. And now you take your hand off and you can play both hands on the right hand. Like the Never Solution, this has a big sub bass drone thing. And again, it's set to latch mono. So I can just play one note. And then I can play with both hands up top. So study these, because there's different examples. Piano Rain has high C, trigger environmentals, and then as long as I don't play high C, I get whatever the environmental sound is. And if I go to this Guru sampler, there's other environmental sounds here I could choose. These were all recorded when I was in Costa Rica. So I got frogs at night. It was just, I could still just close my eyes and picture the balmy, these little frogs doing that sound. Or the ocean. I could tune it down, make it surreal. Maybe I could say, let's put it to be kind of choppy for fun. So we could say saw down to the amp. And I'm not following tempo right now, but if I change this to notes, now it is. If I don't like this shape, then just go over here and instead say custom. Right? I know, Kindle, I can't help it. People ask questions and I just have to happy to show how things work. But we're just wrapping up. So again, there are latch split patches also inside of Rad Bad Beats. It was asked to make a, if you go up here and you search for bonus, there is a groove latch example, just like what we're talking about. Low C is playing this Unify layer, so I could choose any groove that I wanted to. I could choose Hopeful Tomorrow. Let's transpose it up an octave, so it's... So this is all set up to do latching from this patch. Whatever this Unify layer is, you could go to Zebra patches, you could go anywhere you want to BPM stuff and have it play. I could say, oh, I don't want it to do that. I want it to do like just a simple groove, like there. I like that. And then just build on this if you want. Say, duplicate this Unify layer, open up this layer of Unify and find another patch, like piano. See the intimate piano? Just go down an octave. Off you go. And if you want, you could add more to this. Unify layer. Let's say instrument 1, so we can add some extra stuff to this. Let's say we want to add a kick. And notice it hasn't started playing him yet. I have to stop the latch and start it over before it's going to update. So I can just add these guys. So it's really, really fun. But this groove latch template is inside of RAD Bad Beats as a starting point for you to, it's all set up for latch. Play low C1. Rest of the keyboard above that is your playground for whatever sounds you want. Just open up here, let's call it back up so it's default. It's got a kind of, cool funky groove. You can change that by just opening up this first layer, because the light green shows that it's the left hand part starting at C1. Anywhere from here down, you trigger and it's going to play the groove. Anywhere above that is this layer, so you can just open this up and you could go to any library. I could go to Chorus Station. I could say I wanted some legato flutes, and it will call up flutes. And let's get our volume to be. It's still loading the samples because it takes forever. But get your Peter Gabriel going, So it's there for you to play with and do all that you want. Okay? So I'll see you guys next Saturday for another fun time. We'll be playing with the TCU Serene Worlds. That's coming out on Monday. And thanks for joining. It's good to see you all. All right? So keep being creative. Have a safe earplugs if necessary. 4th of July. And again, Monday we have a new library and everything's 45% off. Unify is on sale. Rad Bad Beats is on sale. Thank you all. All right. And if you have questions, Unify support at pluginguru.com. We are here for you. All right. So see you later. Have a great week. Bye, guys.